Advertisers have been given a dressing down over racy billboards. A parliamentary committee has warned the industry to clean up its act or face government intervention.
Yeah, complaints about billboards have skyrocketed and it's not hard to see why.
Sex bomb, you're my sex bomb.
We all know sex sells, but when does it go too far? From pantyhose to food, we've seen it all. Last year, this Calvin Klein ad was pulled after the advertising watchdog found it was suggestive of rape. And who can forget these billboards? They prompted a long list of complaints, as did this one, promoting affairs for married people. Even Jennifer Hawkins proved too much for our Kiwi cousins. The underwear ad pulled from Auckland Airport in 2007. And in 2000, shoe company Windsor Smith provoked controversy with this.
It's insulting.
It was pulled down, but the company admitted it was the best publicity it had ever had.
For more, we're joined by advertising experts Matthew Bywater and Jane Caro. Good morning to you both. Jane, do you think there needs to be more regulation?
I'm hoping we can avoid the big stick of regulation, but I think I totally understand why the industry has got itself to this place. I mean, what you've just shown us, people are taking advantage of the fact that it causes shock and horror. They can take a small marketing budget and expand it into a big one by upsetting people. That's stupid in the long run, and it's going to, rebound on all of us who are trying to do the right thing and understand that public space is different from media that you can choose to turn on or off or buy or not buy. So, I don't know.
Well, actually, we should turn it off now.
Yeah.
Let's not keep showing it.
Yeah, no more overlay. We'll just look at you. Matthew, do you think that's what they're trying to do, though? Be provocative to get publicity?
Absolutely. And the advantage they've got is even if it does get pulled after a certain amount of time, it usually takes about 30 to 60 days. In that time, they've got the impact. Most billboard advertisements only go for that length of time. So even some of these things we're looking at in the legislation won't actually help us. So we've got to look at how far we need to go with this, because they're going to get their impact anyway.
But Jane, where do you draw the line? It is very subjective. It depends on your own individual moral values, if you like, and the difference between clever and being tacky, I suppose.
And that, to me, is where the line is actually drawn. It's incredibly hard to judge everybody's taste. Some people are shocked by something that you and I would just go, but other people have much broader views. How people walk that line is very difficult. But I do think one of the ways you can test it is it genuinely witty and funny. Is the place it's coming from one that's meant to amuse you or shock and outrage you? If it's meant to amuse you, I've got more patience for it. If it's meant to shock and outrage you, unless it's about an important issue, then I think we should be looking at it with questions. The other thing I think too is it relevant to the product category? Underwear, you got to show bloody underwear. But shoes, why do you have to show a girl with her cleavage dripping out? So those are other areas where I think we can make a fairly clear distinction between what is understandable in the category and just doing it to get attention.
So, Matthew, is regulation the answer, or do you think that's going too far? The industry should self-regulate?
Well, the industry already self-regulates it, and this legislation is not suggesting a total change.
They're doing a good job, aren't
Current rules are they're supposed to. They're doing a terrible job. The problem is there's no vetting beforehand. For me personally, I want to see vetting beforehand, and this is the way the legislation is going. It's not going to go there in this first step, but certainly the industry's got 2 years to clean up its act.
So, like a body that has to approve everything that all the billboards and everything. Yeah. Do you think that could be the answer?
I think it has. I think it has to be voluntarily, but it needs, and this is the big stick. It needs some penalties for those that don't concur.
That's right. Okay.
And at the moment, there isn't. It's a slap on the wrist and free PR. You remember the PR they're getting is 3 to 5 times the value of the actual cost of the billboard.
Which is why I'm sure they do it.
Exactly. So we need a stick that's actually bigger than that multiplication.
There is already a group that could be doing more about this, and those are the people who own the poster sites and therefore accept the outdoor work. I mean, you can decide, Channel 7 can decide whether it will show an ad or not. So can AdShell and Outdoor Post, Australia Posters. And I think that they should become much more vigilant in terms of what they will accept and what they won't. Because in the end, they're the final gatekeeper. It's their site. They can decide whether they'll accept it or not.
Very sensible indeed. Thank you, guys.
Nice.
Good to see you.